In our rapidly shifting world, the ground beneath our feet is no longer solid. Industries are disrupted overnight. New technologies emerge, rewriting the rules of business. The skills that guaranteed success yesterday are becoming obsolete today. In this turbulent environment, learning agility has become paramount. This is not simply about being smart or knowledgeable. It is the ability and willingness to learn from experience. Agile leaders can adapt, unlearn old habits, apply fresh insights in new situations. They thrive in ambiguity, see challenges not as threats but as opportunities to grow and innovate. This is the true differentiator for 21st century leadership. The importance of this trait cannot be overstated. Leaders who lack learning agility often become rigid. They cling to outdated models and familiar solutions even when contexts change. In contrast, an agile leader seeks out what they don't know. They ask probing questions, listen to diverse perspectives, and are comfortable admitting when they're wrong. Humility and curiosity drive continuous improvement and sustainable success. A leader who stops learning starts failing. Learning agility is a meta skill. It enables all other skills. For centuries, we believed the adult brain was a fixed entity. We thought by early adulthood its structure was set in stone. We believed our cognitive abilities were largely unchangeable. However, breakthroughs in neuroscience have shattered that myth. We now know about a remarkable property called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to reorganize by forming new neural connections throughout life. Every time you learn a new skill, challenge a long-held belief, or think a new thought, you are physically rewiring your brain. Your experiences, behaviors, and emotions constantly sculpt its architecture. This is revolutionary for leadership. Learning agility is not an innate talent, but a developable skill. When you practice a new behavior, like listening more actively in meetings, the neurons involved fire together. Neurons that fire together wire together. With repetition, the synapse strengthens. A faint trail in the woods becomes a well-paved highway. The new behavior becomes easier and automatic. For leaders, qualities like empathy, strategic thinking, and composure under pressure can be cultivated through focused practice. Understanding neuroplasticity lets leaders take conscious control of their development. Instead of feeling stuck, they see weaknesses as growth opportunities. The brain is like a muscle. The more you challenge it specifically, the stronger and more flexible it becomes. Knowing that the brain can change is one thing, knowing how to change it is another. The first step for any leader is to enhance cognitive flexibility. This means breaking out of mental ruts and embracing novelty. Our brains are efficiency machines. They love to run on autopilot using established neural pathways. To build agility, you must intentionally disrupt these patterns. A powerful business practice is the pre-mortem, where a team imagines a project has failed and works backward to identify potential causes. This exercise breaks fixed thinking and builds neural circuits for proactive problem solving. Next, a leader must master the art of attention. Our focus is our most precious mental resource, and in today's world of constant digital distraction, it is under assault. When our attention is fragmented, we cannot learn deeply or think clearly. The brain's prefrontal cortex, responsible for executive functions like planning and decision-making, gets overwhelmed. A simple and powerful technique to train your attention is mindfulness meditation. Even a few minutes a day of focusing on your breath can strengthen the neural circuits of the attention network. Stress is the enemy of learning and intelligent decision-making. When we perceive a threat, our brain's amygdala triggers the fight or flight response, flooding our system with cortisol. This stress hormone impairs the prefrontal cortex and the hippocampus, a region critical for forming new memories. Essentially, high stress makes you less smart and less able to learn. To manage this, leaders can practice techniques like the physiological sigh, a double inhale followed by a long exhale which directly calms the nervous system. Finally, we are wired to learn with and from others. Our brains are inherently social organs. When we learn in a group, our social brain networks are activated, releasing neurotransmitters like oxytocin that enhance trust and psychological safety. This makes learning more effective and enjoyable. For example, Google has a famous program where employees teach other employees on a vast range of subjects. This not only disseminates knowledge efficiently, but also strengthens social bonds and builds a culture of shared learning. The human brain did not evolve in isolation. It evolved in the context of tribes and social groups. Our most powerful learning often happens in connection with others. The concept of the social brain refers to the network of brain regions that activate when we interact, when we empathize, when we collaborate. For a leader, understanding how to engage this network is a superpower. When team members feel a sense of belonging, psychological safety, their brains are primed for learning and collaboration. Real-world companies are putting this science into practice with remarkable results. Take Pixar Animation Studios, for example. Their creative process is built around a concept called the brain trust. A group of trusted colleagues who provide candid, constructive feedback on films in development. This works because of deep trust and a shared goal of making the best possible movie. There is no hierarchy in the room. This structure keeps filmmakers' brains open to criticism without becoming defensive. Another powerful application of social brain principles is feedback. Traditional performance reviews trigger a threat response in the brain, making it difficult to learn from the feedback. In contrast, companies like Microsoft have shifted to continuous informal feedback. This approach focuses on coaching, development, not judgment. It's far more brain-friendly. When feedback is delivered with empathy and a genuine desire to help someone grow, the social brain interprets it as a supportive act, which activates neural networks for learning and motivation. Leaders can cultivate a socially intelligent team. This starts with modeling vulnerability and empathy. When a leader admits their own mistakes or openly shares their learning process, it signals safety. Simple practices. Start meetings with a personal check-in. Create dedicated time for non-work social interaction. These actions tune the collective brain for higher performance, greater innovation, and a more profound sense of shared purpose. A team that learns together succeeds together. Integrating the principles of neuroscience into leadership is not merely a new management fad. It represents a fundamental advantage in a complex world. When leaders understand how brains learn, focus, and thrive, they unlock a higher level of performance. The benefits ripple outward, creating a more resilient, innovative, human-centered workplace. This neuro-informed approach builds inherently more agile organizations. A leader who champions neuroplasticity believes in people's potential. For instance, a company that teaches its sales team stress management techniques will find they perform better under pressure and build stronger client relationships. This converts brain science into direct competitive advantage and bottom-line results. The ultimate outcome is a true learning organization. People at all levels expand their capacity to create desired results. New, expansive patterns of thinking are nurtured. Collective aspiration is set free. This is tangible leadership aligned with how our brains work. Psychological safety is the norm. Focus is a cultivated skill. Stress is managed effectively. You unleash full cognitive and creative power. The organization becomes a living system, learning and evolving at the speed of change. The journey to become a brain-friendly leader is a journey of discovery. It asks us to be more mindful, more intentional, more empathetic. It challenges leaders to cultivate mental and emotional states for peak performance. In an increasingly demanding world, those who embrace this neuro advantage will thrive. By unlocking the human brain's potential, you build a better business and a better future, one neuron at a time. The power to lead with wisdom and agility is quite literally all in your head.